Hello from Seoul. So many people think making Asian food at home is daunting. No, you could not be more wrong. If you have some right ingredients and a little bit of technique, that's a piece of cake. I guarantee it. Today, we're gonna be making Mongolian beef, one of the best beef dishes of all time. But let's make it with some ground beef to make it cheaper and faster. Since it's incredibly easy and delicious, you might need to delete the word takeout in your dictionary. For this, you will need ground beef, green onions, garlic, ginger, and some dried chilies. That's it! As you can see, it doesn't require a lot of ingredients, so I think you feel like you met your soulmate. Don't you? For information, I've got some Vietnamese dried chilies for some extra kick, but if you don't have it, just skip it. No problem at all. By the way, we have all the instructions and a list of ingredients on our blog, aaronandclaire.com, so please visit here if you need a written recipe. Alright, let's start off with our vegetables. First, cut some green onions into long strips. About 2 inches would be perfect. Normally, in restaurants, they only use green parts of the green onions, but we're also gonna use these white parts to infuse our oil. So make sure you thinly slice them and set them aside. Trust me, these bad boys will take you to the next level. And if you look at the green parts, some of them are hollow in the middle, so the cooking time might be a little different. So let's keep them separately, like this. I know it looks kind of a hassle, but this little detail will give you a better result. Next, garlic. Smash 5 cloves of garlic and finely chop them. What? You still don't know why you should smash it? So you're just gonna grate it? Oh my god. What do you think is the biggest reason that Claire married me? Of course this is not, but it would definitely affect the taste of your dish. So please follow my lead. You won't regret it. This time, grate a small knob of ginger. We're gonna need about 2.5 teaspoons. Here, some of you might ask, Aaron, why do you use a grater instead of just chopping it with a knife? Good question. If Claire bites into that chunky ginger, I might get killed. So this is kind of my flak jacket. Know your enemy, then you will survive. Now let's make the sauce. In a small container, add 3 tablespoons of soy sauce, 2 tablespoons of sugar, 1 tablespoon of oyster sauce, 1 teaspoon of chicken bouillon powder, half a teaspoon of dark soy sauce, 1 tablespoon of corn syrup, 2 tablespoons of Shaoxing wine, and a few shakes of black pepper. Keep adding 5 tablespoons of water, 1 tablespoon of cornstarch, and give it a good mix. I know it looks quite complicated, but once you keep this ratio, you're gonna get the simplest but the most delicious Mongolian beef that you ever had. I guarantee it. Here, some of you might ask, Aaron, I don't have Shaoxing wine. What should I do? Don't worry about it. Instead of Chinese cooking wine, you can replace it with mirin or other cooking wines. What? You don't have any of them? That's okay. Then just add 2 tablespoons of water. Still gonna be good. Alright, we're set. Let's get cooking. In a wok or pan, add 1 tablespoon of oil and heat it over medium-high heat. Once it gets nice and hot, add 500 grams of ground beef and saute for 7 to 8 minutes. Make sure you break up the beef into little pieces and give it enough time to cook through. Today, I'm using ground beef because it's called Mongolian beef. But you could also use pork or chicken. No problem at all. That's just gonna be a Mongolian pork or Mongolian chicken. So just use what you have. Our beautiful sauce will take care of everything. Once the beef gets a little bit of color and most of the fat has rendered out, remove from the wok and set it aside. Now to the same pan, add 2 tablespoons of oil and place it over medium heat. Add the white parts of the green onions, garlic, ginger, and give it a good stir for about 1 minute. Here, we need to make a beautiful aromatic oil, so make sure to keep stirring it and let all the flavors infuse. Once that's done, throw in some thicker parts of the green onions, dried chilies, and stir them around for another 30 seconds. Here, if you want to make it more fancy or nutritious, you could also add some sliced bell peppers or button mushrooms. If you do, trust me, your date night dinner will be successful. Once your kitchen is filled with the beautiful aroma, pour in the sauce and simmer for about 1 minute. Here, some of you might ask, Aaron, why didn't you add the sauce right into the beef? I don't want to make more dishes to wash. I'm so glad you brought that up. This extra cooking step will maximize all the flavors from garlic, ginger, and green onions. Trust me, that will make a huge difference in taste. Once you try it, you will understand what I'm talking about. Alright, once the sauce thickens up a little bit, add the beef back in and give it a good stir for about 1 minute. Once everything is nice and coated and glossy, turn the heat off and add the remaining green onions, half a tablespoon of toasted sesame oil, and give it a final mix. Yes, that's right, we're just gonna let them cook in the residual heat. If you add them earlier, this poor little thing will become a mushy, and that's not gonna be pretty at all. Congratulations! Now you know the secret of how to get the beautiful Mongolian beef. You're welcome. What? You wanna know this kind of tip more and more? I'm so glad you brought that up, because everything you need is in this one book. Trust me, with this one book, you can cook more than 100 Korean dishes like a pro, so don't forget to check it out. The link is in the description. Alright, time to assemble. Let's put some rice into a bowl and add a generous amount of our Mongolian beef. And then this is completely optional, but if you want to make it look a little bit more beautiful, add some sliced chili on top. See? It's absolutely more gorgeous, right? Alright, let's go to our taste tester.
Claire?
I can see that iconic green onions on top. Let's give it a go. 냄새가 너무 기가 막히다. You need to get a little bit more green onion and chili pepper. Cheers! 맛있네. 기본적으로 일단 소스가 진짜 너무 맛있네. 거기에 생강이랑 마늘이랑 뭔가 잔뜩 들어간 게 그냥 딱 먹자마자 알겠어. 향이 그냥 속에서 미쳤어. 그냥 소스 자체가 너무 맛있네. 밥이랑 그냥 찰떡궁합이야. 왜 이렇게 서빙하는지 알 것 같아. 한 입 딱. 이 소스가 그냥 단순히 그 간장 향이 아니라 고기에서 오는 그 지방이 살짝 다 녹아져 있는 그런 느낌? 그래서 되게 묵직하고 진해. 그래서 맛있어. 그래서 딱 먹는 순간 진짜 와, 이거 진짜 우마미 밤이다. 감칠맛 폭탄이다. 그런 느낌을 싹 받을 수 있어. 왜 위에 큼직큼직한 건고추가 5개나 있어가지고 좀 매운 거 아닌가? 약간 그렇게 생각을 했었거든? 근데 전혀 그렇지 않고 내 생각에는 약간 소고기 지방에서 올 수 있는 그 약간의 그 느끼함을 걔네가 딱 잘 잡아주는 정도? 그래서 매운 거 못 먹는 사람도 그냥 레시피대로 그냥 5개 다 넣어도 괜찮을 것 같아. 충분히. 단 내가 가지고 있는 그 건고추가 엄청 매운 거 아니라면 You'll be alright. Don't worry about it. But I don't usually eat the dried chili itself. Leave it out. 아까 그린 어니언 되게 많다 그랬는데 막상 먹다 보니까 좀 모자르다. 더 넣어도 될 것 같다. So be super generous with this. More green onion. More delicious. Did I sound like Aaron?
Hello from Seoul? Yes, there are a lot of great noodle dishes in the world. But if it takes so much time and effort, it can be the best in the home cooking world, right? But don't worry about it. With me, you will have the best stir-fried noodles in under 15 minutes. When I say a noodle dish that's made with gochujang, you may think of bibimbap, Korean spicy cold noodles. But today, let's make something different, something warm and full of umami. What? Sounds too complicated? Don't worry about it. All you need is just gochujang that's sitting in the back of your fridge and 15 minutes. For this, you will need some green onions, garlic, beef, baby bok choy, and noodles. That's it. And for noodles, I'm gonna be using this kind of frozen noodles. You wanna know why? Really? Because I have tons of these in my freezer, and that means you could also use any types of noodles you have, like udon, knife cut noodles, or even pasta. Trust me, our superhero, Gochujang, will take care of everything. So just use what you have. That's the best. Alright, let's prep the vegetables. First, thinly slice some green onions and separate the whites and greens. I know I always say this, but this bad boy really adds a ton of flavor, so the more, the better. So let's say our motto together. More green onion, more delicious. Next, garlic. Smash 10 cloves of garlic and finely chop them. What? You think it's too much? Don't worry about it. I'm 100% sure every single Korean will be satisfied. What? You're happy too? Then ask your grandma if you have some Korean ancestors in your family. I think you do. Anyways, by any chance, if you wanna use pork instead of beef, then grate a small knob of ginger, about 2 teaspoons. Trust me, that will take it to the next level. Now take 2 baby bok choy and cut them in half or quarters lengthwise. Actually, baby bok choy is not often used for toppings in Korean cuisine. But what the heck? It makes every dish look beautiful, and that's what matters, right? So I'll stick with this bad boy. Now let's make the seasoning paste. In a small container, add 2 tablespoons of Korean chili pepper flakes, 1 tablespoon of sugar, 1 tablespoon of soy sauce, half a tablespoon of oyster sauce, 1 tablespoon of mirin, 1 tablespoon of Korean soybean paste, 2 tablespoons of Korean chili paste, and give it a good stir. But here, if you think it's too spicy for you, then reduce the chili pepper flakes or just leave it out. Don't worry about it, still gonna be good. Alright, we're set. Let's get cooking. In a wok, add 2 tablespoons of oil and heat it over medium-high heat. Once it's heated, add 250 grams of ground beef and saute for about 2 minutes. Here, make sure you break up the beef and render out the fat from the beef. Once it's no longer pink, add the garlic, white parts of the green onions, and stir them around for about 2 minutes. Trust me, this beautiful aromatic oil is our secret weapon in this recipe. Once they smell real nice, reduce the heat to low, add our seasoning paste, and give it a good stir for about 2 more minutes. For information, this frying process really enhances the flavor of Korean paste like gochujang or doenjang. It literally makes it 10 times better, so try to use this technique in many recipes. Then something magical will happen to you. But be careful not to burn it. If it burns, you have to throw it away. So even though it's on a low heat, if you think it's about to burn, just turn the heat off and let it cook with a residual heat. And that's my tip. Alright, once your kitchen is filled with the amazing aroma and you get this beautiful chili oil here and there, set it aside and let's move on to the noodles. Fill your pot with enough water and bring it to a boil. Once it starts to boil, add your noodles for 2 servings and cook them a little less than the package instructions. Again, any kind of noodles works great in this recipe, so just use what you have. That's the best. When the noodles are cooked, drain and rinse them under cold water. Now we're just gonna blanch our baby bok choy in the same water. 1 minute will be enough. So if you wanna get a beautiful dish at the end, do not cook it too long. Now let's get back to our sauce. Add half a cup of water that we cooked the noodles and bring it to a boil over high heat. Once it comes to a boil, all you need to do is add your cooked noodles and give it a good stir for about 1 minute. That's it. Of course, you could just pour some sauce over the noodles. But as you know, pasta tastes better when it's tossed in the sauce, right? Same with this bad boy. So if it's your first try, please follow my lead. You won't regret it. Alright, when the noodles are completely coated, let's put some noodles on a serving plate and garnish it with some baby bok choy, green onions, and a little bit of toasted sesame seeds. That's it. Your beautiful gochujang garlic noodles are done. But if you could add some soft boiled egg on top, trust me, it'll become more beautiful and satisfying. Don't get me wrong, it's not because I don't want to hear bring some egg from my hangry bird at home. Alright, it's really done. Let's go to our taste tester. Claire?
Looks beautiful. I've never tried it, so I can't even guess what it tastes like. So I think I need to save my words. Let's give it a try. 얼핏 봤었을 때는 색깔이랑 그 생김새가 단단면이랑 볼로네이즈 스파게티 있지, 그 사이 어딘가 있는 것 같아. 근데 냄새는 확실히 달라. 근데 뭔가 떡볶이 같기도 해. 이건 그냥 먹어봐야 확인을 할 수 있다. Let's see. 중간중간에 고기가 아주 예뻐 보여. 스파게티면 쓴 것 같아. Alright, cheers. 맛이 복합적이네. 다양한 맛이야. 일단 확실한 건 볼로네이즈보다는 확실히 강력하게 맵다. 킥이 있다. 그리고 중간중간에 마늘 향이 되게 향긋하게 촥촥 많이 나는 것 같아. 단단면이랑은 완전히 맛은 달라. 맛은 한국 맛이 맞아. 약간 장칼국수 예전에 만들었었잖아. 그 장칼국수에서 국물을 싹 빼고 훨씬 진하게 볶음면으로 만든 것 같은 그런 스타일? If you love 장칼국수, 고추장 noodle soup, you're gonna love it so much. It's more intense and more flavorful. 뚝딱뚝딱 15분 안에 만들었다고 치기엔 맛이 좀 고급지네. 고추장의 힘인가? To cleanse my mouth, I'm gonna try this bok choy, baby bok choy. 좀 매콤해. 매콤해서 이거 좀 먹어줘야 돼, 중간중간에. 난 이 아삭아삭하게 씹히는 이 소리가 힐링되는 느낌이야. 너무 만족스럽지 않아? Satisfying, so satisfying. 그냥 이 소스 자체가 너무 맛있어가지고 만약에 집에 면도 없다 그러면 밥 넣고 참기름 좀 넣어가지고 볶음밥으로 만들면 그것도 기가 막히게 맛있을 것 같아. 고추장 볶음밥이지 뭐. That's gonna be like gochujang fried rice. You're gonna love it so much. Just try in many ways. Everything will work great. Great! I'm not drunk.
Hello from Seoul. Pad Thai, good. Tom Yum soup, nice. But you can't talk about Thai food without this bad boy. Today, we're gonna be making pad kaprao, Thai basil stir fry. Now, some of you might say, Aaron, making Thai food at home sounds complicated. Are you sure we can make it in under 15 minutes? Don't worry about it. If you follow my lead, you will make one of the easiest and most delicious stir fries that you ever had. I guarantee it. For this, you will need some red Thai chilies, garlic, shallot, red and green chilies, ground beef, and some fresh basil leaves. That's it. So simple, right? What? You can't get these Thai chilies? That's okay. Then just use any spicy chilies from your supermarket. Don't worry about it. Just because you use other types of chilies, the universe is not gonna be destroyed. So just use what you have. That's the best. But some of you still might be thinking, Aaron, are you really gonna add more chilies? We've already got some Thai chilies. Are you trying to kill us? Whoa. Take it easy, my friend. These are not spicy at all. They're just gonna add beautiful colors to your dish. So please make sure to get some chilies with no heat or bad peppers. So if you have a code brown situation while driving because you didn't take my advice, I'm not responsible. Alright, put 7 cloves of garlic into a mortar and pestle and break them down a little bit. Once that's done, add 3 Thai chilies, 1 shallot, and keep grinding and get them into a rough paste. So simple, right? But while you're doing this, try not to look at it like how's everything going, because all the juices from spicy chilies can go straight into your eyes. What a disaster. I told you, so if that happens, I'm not responsible. What? No mortar and pestle? That's okay. You can just use a knife or food processor. No problem at all. But if you want to impress your girlfriend or if you're trying to be legit, this is unnecessary. And lastly, thinly slice some mild chilies. As I told you earlier, these bad boys will add a nice pop of color and make it more beautiful. This time, let's make the sauce. In a small container, add 1 tablespoon of fish sauce, 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, 1 teaspoon of black soy sauce or dark soy sauce, 1 tablespoon of oyster sauce, 1.5 teaspoons of sugar, and give it a good mix. That's it, couldn't be any easier. But if you wanna upgrade your sauce, instead of just regular soy sauce, use a mix of soy sauce and this Gold Mountain sauce. Trust me, that will make you feel like you're in Thailand. By the way, we have all the instructions and a list of ingredients on our blog, aaronandclaire.com. So please visit here if you need a written recipe. Before we start cooking, let's talk about the basils. Actually, we're supposed to use holy basil to make it more authentic. But you know what? It was not easy to get them here in Korea. So I'm just gonna use some regular basil. Of course, you could use some Thai basil too, but for my taste, this tastes better, and most importantly, they're so much easier to access. So I'm gonna use this bad boy today. Alright, it's cooking time. In a wok or pan, add 2 tablespoons of oil and heat it over high heat. Once it's heated, add 450 grams of ground beef. And then spread it out and just leave it in the pan for about 2 minutes. Once the beef is nicely browned on the bottom, flip and stir fry it for about 3 minutes. Here, we want to render out the fat and evaporate the liquid as much as possible. So make sure you give it a good stir and keep tossing it around. When the beef is cooked, add your chili garlic paste and stir fry for about 1 to 2 minutes over medium-high heat. When the fat from the beef meets our chili garlic paste, that will create an amazing flavor and fragrance in your dish. So if your beef is too lean so you couldn't get enough fat like mine, please add some more oil and let all the flavors infuse. That's the key. Alright, once you can smell the amazing aroma, pour the sauce you made and give it a good stir for about 1 minute. And then grab a spoon, give it a quick taste, and add more salt or fish sauce if it's needed. But mine is perfect. Alright, let's turn the heat off and add 1.5 cups of fresh basil leaves, mild chilies, a few shakes of black pepper, and give it a final mix. That's it. So simple, right? For information, you could just serve it with some rice, and I'm sure it will taste great. But serving this dish with no fried egg on top, that's a crime. So let's go ahead and make them real quick. Add a generous amount of oil to a pan and heat it over medium-high heat. Once it gets nice and hot, but not necessarily super hot, add your egg and tilt the pan so that the egg can kind of like fry in it. What? You worry about the oil splatter and don't want to make your mom angry? Then just carefully pour the hot oil with a spoon. That can be a good option. Alright, finally, it's time to assemble. Let's put some rice on a plate and add a generous amount of beef stir fry. And last but not least, top it up with our beautiful crispy fried egg. That's it. So simple, right? But if you want to make it more authentic, make a little condiment and serve it on the side. In a small bowl, add 2 tablespoons of fish sauce, 1 teaspoon of minced garlic, thinly sliced chili, a pinch of sugar, the juice from half a lime, and give it a good stir. Trust me, this will take it to the next level. Alright, it's done. Let's go to our taste tester.
Claire.
와, 알록달록 화려한 게 태국 음식답다. 너무 이쁜 거 아니야? Whenever I visit a Thai restaurant, I always order pad Thai because I knew nothing about Thai food. So one day, like as usual, I ordered pad Thai and Aaron ordered something that I didn't know. And I tasted his dish as always. Oh my god, that was amazing. So I asked Aaron, can we change our dish? Yes, it was that good and that was this dish. So I'm super excited. Let's give it a try. 향부터 태국의 여행 간 느낌이구만. 기대된다. 계란도 이렇게 느낌을 살려서 가장자리 바삭바삭하게 해줬다고. 와, 너무 이쁜데 건드릴 수가 없다. 이거 진짜 어떡하면 좋아. 계란을 살짝 치우고 주인공부터. 우후후. I need more topping, more meat. Cheers. 맛있다. 일단 향이 진짜 미쳤어. 향긋한 바질향이 고기 전반에 샥 녹아가지고 너무 맛있는데 거기다가 마늘도 들어갔지, 고추도 들어갔지. 그러니까 정말 향긋하니 그냥 이 자체가 너무 향긋하니 너무 맛있네. 그리고 고추도 좀 많이 들어간 게 그게 좀 마음에 드는 것 같아. 그 매콤한 맛이 킥 역할을 해가지고 고기의 그 지방 부분에 느끼할 수 있는 그 부분을 잘 잡아주는 것 같아. 거기에 액젓 향도 되게 강하게 나서 그 특유의 태국 음식만의 그런 느낌을 딱 제대로 받을 수가 있어. 맛있다. It's full of umami. So good. 이번에는 이 테이블 소스를 살짝 뿌려가지고 먹어보겠어. 쭈르륵 쭉. 부셔볼게요. Look at this egg yolk. It's like a beautiful sauce. I love it. I've got lots of rice, beef, and fried egg. Let's give it a try. 와, 정말 내가 말한 것처럼 계란 노른자가 소스 역할을 제대로 해서 전체를 잘 코팅을 해주면서 촉촉하게 고기도 더 촉촉하게 만들어주고 가장자리 그거 너무 예쁘다고 했잖아. 그 크리스피한 그 부분이 입안에서 이렇게 딱 느껴지는 게 식감이 대조가 되면서 너무너무 맛있어. 거기다 새콤한 이 소스가 맛을 또 확 한층 끌어올려주는 것 같아. So please do not skip it. This one will take it to the next level. Highly recommended. 아 그리고 나는 바질 향이 너무 좋아서 이것도 좋지만 더 넣어도 될 것 같아 나한테는. 그린 어니언처럼 팍팍 넣으라고.
Hello from Seoul. Before we start, let me be honest with you. This is definitely not a super authentic recipe, but I dare say it's gonna be the best Oyakodon that you ever had. Yeah, I made it better. Today, we're gonna be making a Japanese chicken and egg rice bowl called Oyakodon. But like I said earlier, this is not the typical one. As always, we're gonna make it better. When I visited Tokyo, I found this Oyakodon made with ground chicken, and that was amazing. I felt like that's the ultimate version of it. So I'm gonna put my own twist on it here and there and make it simple but delicious. For this, you will need some chicken, onion, garlic, ginger, eggs, and a bowl of hot rice. Considering its upgraded version, you only need some basic ingredients, right? But if you could get some Japanese herb called mitsuba, you'll feel like you're in Tokyo. What? There's no way to get this? Don't worry about it. Then bring our love, green onion. Maybe that could be more delicious. Alright, let's start off with the vegetables. First, finely dice half an onion. Since we're gonna be using ground chicken, if it's too chunky, there might be some kind of imbalance in texture, so it's better to cut it into small pieces. Next, smash 2 cloves of garlic and finely chop them. Once that's done, grate a small knob of ginger. About half a teaspoon will be enough. And lastly, roughly chop some mitsuba. That's it! So simple, right? Now let's mince our chicken. Today, I'm gonna be using 500 grams of boneless skin on chicken thigh. Here, some of you might say, Aaron, can I use chicken breast? I wish I could say yes, but the fat from the chicken thigh is a key ingredient in this recipe. It will add a depth of flavor into our sauce, and that's gonna bring it to the next level. This time, let's make the sauce one of the most important components of this dish. In a small container, add 1 cup of water, half a tablespoon of chicken bouillon powder, 4.5 tablespoons of soy sauce, 4 tablespoons of mirin, half a tablespoon of sugar, half a teaspoon of hondashi, and give it a good mix. What? No hondashi in your house? Then you can replace it with chicken bouillon powder. Don't worry about it. Still gonna be fantastic. Alright, everything is all set. Let's get cooking. In a wok or pot, add 1 tablespoon of oil and heat it over medium-high heat. Once it gets nice and hot, throw in your onion, garlic, ginger, and saute those for about 2 to 3 minutes or until they're lightly browned. Once your kitchen is filled with the amazing aroma, add in your ground chicken. We're just gonna cook and keep stirring it for about 6 minutes. Once most of the liquid has evaporated and you've got some fat from the chicken, pour in the sauce and give it a good mix. When it comes to a boil, reduce the heat to medium-low, cover and simmer for about 10 minutes. That's it! So simple, right? It's almost like making a ragu sauce, right? If you have some time on the weekend, you can make a big batch, store it in the fridge or freezer, and then reheat it whenever you need a quick and easy meal. Awesome, right? So please give this a try. You won't regret it. Alright, our meat sauce is done. Set it aside and let's make our rice bowl. Since Oyakodon is usually cooked 1 portion at a time, I'm gonna be 2 eggs, 1 portion now. Here, you don't have to mix it too much. Just give it a few stirs like you're too lazy. Trust me, this little tip will give you a beautiful gradation at the end. Now get yourself a small pan and ladle some meat sauce into your pan. The meat sauce is for 4 servings, so I'm gonna use about a quarter. and then bring it to a boil over medium heat. Again, I'm gonna cook one portion at a time just to make it more pretty like a restaurant. But if you don't have enough time or your hungry birds at home can't wait that long, you can use a larger pan, make 2 portions at a time and split it at the end. No problem at all. Alright, once it starts to boil, add in your beaten eggs. And then top it up with some mitsuba. Now all you need to do is just cover and let that cook for about 1 to 2 minutes or until the eggs reach your desired doneness. But I recommend not overcooking the eggs. Trust me, those soft and runny eggs are really gonna make you feel like you're in Tokyo right now. Once the eggs are cooked, remove it from the heat and slide it over the rice. How does it look? It looks lovely, right? Alright, it's done. Let's call our taste tester.
Claire?
와, 집에서 아주 어마무시하게 맛있는 냄새 나네. 뚜껑 열어도 되지? 우! 오 마이 갓! 와, 엄청 촉촉하니 맛있어 보인다. It looks a little bit different from what I know, but as long as it's tasty, I don't mind at all. Let's give it a try. Ooh. Cheers! 뭐야, 왜 이렇게 맛있어? 그냥 한 입 먹는 순간 계속 먹고 싶게 만들어주네. 일단 위에 있는 계란이 살짝 러니하잖아. 그래서 그런지 닭을 엄청 촉촉하니 부드럽게 싹 만들어주고, 거기다 우리가 일반적으로 알고 있는 오야코돈 같은 경우는 이게 되게 짧은 시간 안에 조리를 막 하잖아. 좀 이것보다 더 큰 덩어리로 된 닭고기를. 그래서 그런지 어떨 때는 소스랑 닭이랑 좀 따로 노는 그런 느낌이 있단 말이야. 근데 이건 간 고기를 썼잖아. 그래서 그런지 그 작은 입자 사이사이에 소스가 샥 배면서 엄청 간이 샥 잘 밴 느낌이야. 거기다가 그 닭 자체에서 오는 그 지방이 되게 이 소스 자체를 녹진하게 진하게 만들어주면서 되게 응축된 맛으로 훨씬 감칠맛이 높고 맛있어. 대박. 진짜 맛있다. 와, it makes a huge difference in taste. I just love it. 너무 맛있는데? 그리고 난 미츠바를 먹은 것 같은데 다른 거에 너무너무 깜짝 놀래가지고 그런지 미츠바가 엄청 향이 막 나고 심하게 나고 막 이러진 않았던 것 같아. 근데 오텐틱한 느낌을 좀 줄 수 있는 그런 요소인 것 같아. 오, 맛있다. 오, 도전해볼 만하다 이거 진짜. 약간의 그 조금의 테크닉이 내가 알고 있는 그 오야코동을 업그레이드 시켜주네. 그 물에 빠진 그 흐물흐물한 그런 물컹물컹한 닭의 식감을 싫어하는 사람한테 진짜 제격인 것 같아. 심지어 약간 이렇게 딱 봤었을 때 차도 있어. Once you have a bite of this, you will know what I'm talking about. So good.